Number 24 is probably going to be one of the harder problems on your homework, so I'm going to do it for you. But I expect you guys to have it on your homework. It also is similar to number 22, so it'll be helpful when you do number 22. Now, there is a picture for all of these, and this picture looks like this. There's an A here. There's a line that goes here, and this is DE. And then there's a line below that, like that goes like this, and that's BC. So, the directions say, find the coordinates for point E so that ABC is congruent to ADE. And then it gives you the points, that gives you coordinate points to start off with. So 24 is 0, 0 for A, so I'm going to mark that 0, 0. B is 0, 6. C is 3, 0. D is 0, 9. And the problem gives you E as X, Y, and you have to solve this one. So I'm going to put a squiggly line underneath to tell me that I have to solve. So the way I would approach this problem is to write in values that I have. So if I'm going from 0, 0 to 0, 6, how much is this line AB? 6. So I'll put in a 6 here. And then if I'm going from 6 to 9, how much is DB? 3. Good. Now, from A to C, I'm going from 0 to 3, so how much is this line? 3. Good, and then I don't know what this value is, so instead of using X, Y, I'll use something else because I've already used X, Y, so I'll just use Z. So they want to find out what the coordinates of E are going to be to make these two triangles similar. Well, if these two triangles are similar, I'm going to write a similarity statement first. Yes. The similarity statement says ABC is congruent to ADE. I'm sorry, is similar to ADE. So that means I can say AB over AD equals BC over DE equals CA over AE.
You know where it says in parentheses period, is that for C?
Yes. Alright, so what I want to use is, I'm going to fill these in and then I'm going to see what I can use. That's the easiest way to do it, so that you guys understand. So how much is AB? 6. And how much is AD? A to D is 9. So it says 6 over 9 equals, how much is BC? Do I know how much BC is? No. So I'll put a question mark. Do I know how much DE is? No. So I put another question mark. So is using this middle one going to be useful to me? No. So I'm going to put an X through it because it's not useful for me to use because I don't have any values on it. Okay, so how much is CA? 3. And do I know how much EA is? No, so I can actually call that big value EAZ if I want. It doesn't matter what variable you name it as long as you name it a variable. Okay, so now I'm going to write 6 over 9 equals 3 over Z. And how do I solve? Good, so I say 6Z equals 27. Then what do? Divide by 6. And then I have Z equals 27 over 6. Can you reduce that? Yes, you can. What can you reduce that to? Close. 9 over 2. So Z is 9 over 2. So that means this big length, AE, or EA, is 9 over 2. So, I figured out what the length is, but it wants me to find the coordinates for E. What's the x-coordinate for E going to be? Well, let's look at E. E is here. What's the x-coordinate for any line that's on the x-axis? 0. So, I'm sorry, it's not 0. What's the y-coordinate is 0. So what's the x-coordinate going to be? How far did we have to go out here? How far was this length? We just solved. 9 over 2. So the answer is 9 over 2, 0. Now I just want to, can anybody tell me what the scale factor is on this? So we might as well do the scale factor since people were having a little bit of trouble remembering. So the scale factor is the ratio reduced, correct? So this ratio we have is 6/9, correct? If we reduce this, what do we get? 2 over 3. So what's our scale factor? 2/3 or 2 to 3. And that's from the smaller one to the bigger one. Okay? So, and just so you know, if you guys, like if you don't want to deal with so many big numbers here, when you're multiplying and stuff, you could say, like let's say I just said 2/3 equals 3 over z. So I said 2/3 equals 3 over z. I cross multiplied, I get 2z equals 9. What happens when I divide by 2? I get the same value, right? So I can either reduce it in the beginning up here, or I can reduce it at the end. Oftentimes I'm showing you this because oftentimes it's easier to reduce it in the beginning, and then your multiplying is easier. Multiplying 3 times 3 is easier than 9 times 3, correct? Yeah. Okay.